What's going down, man?
Magno, Swisha house. What's good?
Man, chilling, man. Shoot, my bad, man. I was trying to get up on that thing, man. I don't know what it was doing, man. I done changed the setting in two, three different places, man. But it's a new phone, so you know what I'm saying? Shoot, it's
Right, it's
all
all good. It's all good. It's
yeah.
definitely an honor. Where you at? You in H-Town?
Yes, sir. H-Town, Northside, Greens Point, West Green Road, baby.
All day representing. So, man, I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got a lot of moves to make. We're gonna get right into it. Peace and blessings,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of Ye Speaks. We got a very special guest in the house, a legend, a pioneer in the rap game in Houston and screwed and chopped music, very lyrical, very artistic, very creative, many classic
Appreciate it.
mixtapes. Most definitely. So my first question is, when did you start rhyming?
Shit, I started rhyming on the cool, like, shit. Like I always tell people, I started kind of late. I started like uh freshman year or the summer before going to college or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was going to a little community college, you know what I'm saying, across the street from my high school. So the summer after I graduated on the cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So you started kind
yeah.
of late though. As lyrical as you are, you know what I'm saying? You got like real heavy bars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, shoot, a lot of that content just come, from growing up at H time, and I always knew how to write. So it's kind of like discovering a talent you got real late in the game. I
Oh
was
yeah.
shit. I thought I was gonna go to the league, man. I was, basketball player, man. You know what I'm saying? Shoot,
Right.
that was my thing. Yeah, that was my thing, man. So I never did give myself a chance to discover I had the talent to do it until basketball didn't pan out. So that's kind of what
Okay.
happened. Yeah.
Right, right. But you took some lemons, man. You made some straight lemonade with that, man. Who were some of your influences growing up in H-Town?
Man, shoot, I used to always listen to back in the day, shouts out to Kinfo Joe, that's my first cousin. You know what I'm saying? We used to always go to the music store, you know what I'm saying, right here around the corner. Of course it closed down. All of them done closed down, but we used to go to the little CDs and tape store. At the time it was just tape. But we used to always get the new SUC, the new screwed up click. So
Mm.
that's what we used to listen to. You know what I'm saying? We used to, you know what I'm saying? We never did get no albums back then. We always was, H-Time coaches always been the mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure people
Right.
bought albums, but we would buy people albums that was from here. We were so engulfed into our own culture. So, shoot, man, I would listen to SUC, some of the old rap a lot. Uh, man, I used to, of course, I was jamming a lot of that No Limit. When I got a little older, like 16, 17, when I started driving, shoot, that's when I got into No Limit heavy. That was like 9, 6, 9, about 9, 7, 9, 8. I started
Mm.
getting into them heavy. You know what I'm saying? But always, man, I like a lot of folk from H-Town, like Street Military. Grew up listening to them. Body Boy, Hawk, Fat Pat, Kiki, Pokey. You know what I'm saying? And then, sure, I ain't gonna lie, Swisha Hive started coming up, so I was listening to Slim Thug, Lil Mario, Big Pick, AD, you know what I'm saying, Tiger, Lester Roy, Archie Lee, Lil Ron. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that was really doing their thing in the mid to late 90s, that's what I was really on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that, man. You truly are blessed to come from a city with so many heavy hitters, talented people, man. Scarface, Devin the Dude, the Ghetto Boys, 3-2,
Yeah,
all them
yeah,
cats, you know what I'm saying? Swisher House, Screwed Up Click,
yeah.
man. It's
And I
amazing,
was
man, how much
jamming all
time.
of them, man. I had so many tapes, you know what I'm saying? And then when it switched over, I hated when it switched over to CDs because then, shoot, I had so many tapes I wasn't using no more. It started looking crazy still having a cassette when the CD thing was popping. So, man, I still got my cassettes on the cool. A lot of them I still got. Some of them I lost over the, last 20 years. But
Hmm.
still got a lot of my cassettes, man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to play them on. But, they just sentimental value. But, yeah, man, always was a big fan of the music, so that's why I think I was able to segue into, you know, rapping like that, because I already had the writing skill. You know, the content, which I grew up in Greenspoint, man, there's nothing but content to write about around here. You feel me? The whole North, really. You know, Greenspoint Acres, Homestead. That's you know, little stumping ground that I just moved around, but mostly Greenspoint. So there's nothing but content to rap about. So that's how it went. You know what I'm
Okay, okay, man. That's a blessing, man. Them tapes is highly sought after, man. You know, out of towners be foaming at the mouth just to have one tape, and you probably done had hundreds or dozens of them, you know?
saying? Yeah, real talk, man. Especially like them old SUC. You know, I had the great tapes. You know what I'm saying? Them great
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell. You feel me? The Maxwell, the Maxwell. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was working with. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, graduated up to the CDs and shoot. And, you know, that was back in the day where, man, you know, had to jam everything slowed down, man. I could not jam nothing. I couldn't listen to nothing regular speed, man. It had to be
Right.
screwed and chopped, slowed and throwed. You feel me? It had to be that, man. You know what I'm saying? Real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I
Uh,
don't know. You may be able to attest to this. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so you know we love H-Town. We've been rocking with Jay Prince and Rap a Lot and Kiki
yeah.
and you know Swisha House
Hey, the land
from the
been
beginning
supporting,
to end.
man. I did a show out there a long time ago. Did a show out there like 2004. Might have been '04, maybe '05. But yeah, the land showed a lot of love, man, at old Cleveland, man. We came
Oh
out
yeah.
there. It was forgot the homie name, man, but he had booked us, and you know, we flew out there. He, you know, took us to all the little hoods or whatever, but then he took us to St. Clair. He took us to St.
Okay.
Clair. And we hopped out on the block over there, man. It was showing big love, man. Like, which is crazy for me because, you know, I think that was the furthest away I've been from my region. So yeah,
Wow.
man. Shout out to Cleveland, man. They was showing big love, man. For real, for real.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
all day, all day. Now I got a question for you. Listening to them tapes, you know, you always hear about the north side and the south side. Like even in Cleveland, the east side and the west side is different. Is
Right.
Houston like that or
You know, in the '90s it was. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
in the '90s, man. You know, everybody. You know, the North and the South was. We had a lot of controversy going on from the street. I mean, and this one I was still. You know, it really was the generation above us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it was like the dude that was probably like they probably 50 now. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Hmm.
dudes that's like probably 10 years or older. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that was going on. Like the most heated part of the controversy was going on probably when I was like in middle school. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
going into high school. But yeah, it definitely was deep because you know we was raised up under that, so we was on some man. This north side over here. You know what I'm saying? It just
Mhm.
and it's like it's like Muslim and Christians. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's like it's the same. It's the same concept, but from a different perspective. And, you know, it's all H-Town culture, but you know, South Side did it their way and North Side did it our way. I'm talking about from everything, how we dress, you know, cars, you know, how we fix our cars up, our hair. You know, they had a bald phase. We had, you know, the braids. You know what I'm saying? It was just back
Mhm.
then you could really tell a North Side dude from a South Side dude. You know,
Right.
so the culture was slightly different. You know what I'm saying? As far as that, you know, the subculture. But at the end of the day, it was all H-Time, and I think that's why we was able to get past that. You feel me? Like today, I feel like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And real
Right. Right.
recognize real. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at
That's
now.
that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
So my question
real
is this.
recognize real.
Did you come into the Swisher House with Mike Jones, or you went to the Swisher House by yourself first? What happened first? Did you connect with Mike or the Swisher House first?
Well, see, I knew Mike from high school. Me and Mike knew each other from freshman year at Nimitz. You know what I'm saying? He went to
Mm,
Nimitz, I want to say ninth and 10th grade. So me and him, we knew each other 14, 15 years old. We used to play against each other in the Little League basketball team. You know what I'm saying? The Greenspoint YMCA. So me and him was already familiar with each other. but I had lost contact with him for probably 2 or 3 years because he had ended up going high school somewhere else. So when he went to high school, I ain't seen him for a while until I got to Swisha Highs. But at the time, I had been with Swisha Highs maybe I'd say a month or two before he got down. And when
Oh, okay.
they was telling me about, hey, we got this new kid, you know what I'm saying? Hey, his name Mike Jones, he gonna be coming through in a little bit to the studio. I was like, okay, that's such a common name. I ain't think much of it. You feel me? Like, okay, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, we gonna get busy. We gonna do our thing. Cause at the time, everybody was kind of going their own way with the original Swisha House members. So they was all starting their own labels and going their way. So I guess you could say Swisha House was kind of like in a rebuilding phase. You feel me? So he ended up coming to the lab, and it's my boy from high school. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, oh, we laughed about that for a little bit, and shoot, we just got down to business. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up having a pretty good, rapport on and off the mic. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people say we complimented each other, and we had pretty good chemistry in the lab. So, we both were solo artists. We didn't come as a group. I was there a couple of months before him, and then we didn't immediately become a group. You know what I'm saying? He was a solo act, and I was a solo act. Really, the first round draft pick poster or the first round draft pick front cover, that was just a fly. That was just a fly to promote both of our solo project, who is Mike Jones and the Rookie of the Year. But everybody assumed it was a album cover for a group, so we just ran with it. It was such a big buzz, and it was such a big demand for us to do the first round draft pick album. You know what I'm saying? We just went on and did it because we was already, tearing the streets up with the freestyles and all the mixtapes and stuff. Because back then, Swisha was dropping mixtapes like every month, every 5-6 weeks. So hey, it was going down. You know what I'm saying? And it worked out. As far as us complimenting each other, and then because we were just like, hey, let's just give them what they want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it went down.
Yeah, man, y'all had the Cleveland streets on fire for sure. That shit was playing everywhere,
Yeah,
all day, every day
yeah.
at the clubs at night. So my first introduction to y'all was the first round draft picks. So then
Okay.
y'all came out with the solo afterwards. Is that what you saying?
We say that we go solo afterwards.
Yeah,
What'd you
yeah.
say?
'Cause I think he did the 40 flows. All of that came afterwards, right?
Oh, that came afterwards. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, we did first round draft picks, and after that, Mike came out with he came out with under what was it from Balling on the Grind. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
called
yeah,
Balling on the
right,
Grind. Yeah, and ain't gonna lie, that did very good. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So shit, I was like, man, he did that, and he started taking off. You know what I'm saying? He took off even more. He had a couple of like underground classic hits from there. So after that, I came out with the collection plate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I dropped the collection plate. That was the first one, and that was a double disc. That was regular and screwed and chopped. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that did real good on the cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that really showed people that I could hold it down as a solo act. You feel me? Like
Oh
until
yeah,
then,
most definitely.
yeah, before then, they were just used to me and Mike backdooring each other on the floor. Either he started off or I started off, you know what I'm saying? So after he came out with his solo, I think at the time I thought it was only right that I went on to drop me a solo. And, I was trying to show that I could hold my own too. You know what I'm saying? Because he had took off so quick, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I need to hold my end of the stick up, you know what I'm saying? As far as the group go. But yeah, it went pretty good. When I came out with collection plate, man, I sold more than I thought I would sell. I just wanted a body of work to put out there, to show people, hey, you know what I'm saying? yeah, I can hold the project down by myself. But
Hell yeah.
it surprised me. It surprised me, and to this day, people talk about that project. You know what I'm saying? You know, that
Yeah.
came out probably about October of 2003. You know what I'm saying? We dropped first round draft picks February 25th of 2003. I want to say Mike dropped his in June. I want to say he dropped it on Watt's birthday because we would always do something for Watt's birthday, June 7th. And then, so I dropped mine, I want to say in late October, maybe October 23rd, something like that. Yeah, around that. October. It was sometime in October, though. It wasn't that, but yeah. I dropped that, and we dropped out. You know, that was all in 2003. So 2003 was very productive. You know, and by me doing that, that kind of showed I could hold my own. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. And that
Yeah,
project,
yeah.
shoot, it's almost 20 years old, man. People still talk about it to this day.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely. I
bless.
mean, you more than showed you can hold your own, because like almost all your verses was filled with bars and punchlines and metaphors. It almost
Yeah,
seemed like, you know what I'm saying, it came natural to you, and people not realizing how much work that takes to construct the things that you were saying, because a lot of other rappers was
right.
rhyming simple things. A lot of the stuff you were saying, it was
Yeah.
lyrical, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely, most
And at the
definitely.
time, you know, when I first started rapping, you know, like you say, everybody used to have the you know, we had that what we call the I'ma come down flow, you feel me? You know,
Hmm.
that's H time. And I love that. I love that type of flow, you know what I'm saying? But I just knew that coming out, I was gonna have to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna have to stand out because, you know, shoot, it's H time, man, the fourth largest city, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of rappers out here. And I mean, it's not as it wasn't as much then as it is now. It's even more now. But back then, you know, hey, if you was gonna come out then, you have to be saying something, or at least be saying what you gonna say in a slick way, you know, with your own style, you know. So that's what I set out to do.
Most
Yeah,
definitely, man. Definitely held on. Oh, 03, I was a senior in high school, so I remember that year real well. I had my first little car, I had a Cadillac. I was bumping
yeah,
90% screw music, man. Y'all had some class that day-to-day grinding, that one with Chameleon there. What else? That baby remix with Ashanti. That shit
yeah,
hard.
yeah, man. We had to do something for the ladies, man.
Yeah, go together like fiends and rocks, rings and drops. You was killing them with that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I tried to keep that wordplay official, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah,
Right.
man. You know, we had some good times, man, doing that, man. You know, the mixtape game was thriving then. That was kind of like your calling card to show what you got. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the album come next. But back then, you know, mixtapes was like albums. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a blessing, man. Real.
Most definitely. Now, but I mean, all of that work that y'all was doing helped take Swisha House to another level, because then they got the major
Definitely,
deal, right? Was
definitely.
the day that hell
First
broke
round
loose
draft pick.
too? Was that still
Well, see what it
independent or?
was. Well, what it was, we dropped first round draft pick. Then we came out. I want to say what might have been so we had started doing all original tracks. I want to say it was
Mm-hmm.
Northside 12. But we came out first round draft pick, Northside 12. Then we came out with They Hell Broke Loose too. So like you said, that was all independent.
Oh, okay.
And based on them numbers, that's what got us the deal, you know what I'm saying? I just
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to be around for it, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know, there's other stuff that popped up. But those were the projects that, you know, that the labels was looking at to even consider Swisher House for the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. A
yeah.
lot of them tracks was banging that Yoda Lay. I forget, is that the name of it? That motherfucker was hard.
It's called cutting. But yeah, that's
Oh,
what people used to
cutting,
call it
yeah,
though.
cutting.
They're
Yeah,
like, man, play that Yoda, man. Play that yodeling.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
what was your last appearance on Switch House? Was it the day the hell broke loose too, or?
I wanna say it was chopping them up 8, maybe.
Oh,
I think it
okay,
was
okay.
Platinum Up 8. It was a mixtape. That was probably like my last appearance on there. Yeah,
Oh,
that was either early. I want to say that was late. I mean, early 2004. Yeah,
okay. Right,
and
right,
after
around
that,
that time.
I just started doing my wildlife records thing. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right, now I was gonna
me.
ask you if it's okay to talk about it. Why did you split with Swisha House, or why did you leave, or what made you want to just do your own thing at that time?
Well, I didn't really want to do my own thing. It kind of just happened like that because, I call it growing pains. You know what I'm saying? It just,
Hmm.
once that money start coming in, then got to kind of rework some things. So basically, Mike and I, we just couldn't come to an agreement on how to break down the show money because we had started getting paid for shows, start getting paid for shows real quick. You know what I'm saying? And of course, his popularity was uh, way above mine. You know what I'm saying? Like he was popping, and which I was glad. I was glad to see my brother do his thing like that. It's just that I needed to get my end of the stick up, I suppose. But at the time, it was just a disagreement because I felt like we were still promoting. Uh, we were still promoting first round draft picks. So
Hmm.
when that came into play, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, they started calling for him. So I was told, that, the promoters was calling just for him. But I was like, okay, I understand that, but we still promoting the project, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just look back like, hey, it was just growing pains, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't come to
Definitely.
a conclusion. We couldn't come to a conclusion on that. So he went on his way and kept doing his shows, and I went on my way and doing my shows. I started booking my own shows. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. My cousin Pinfo Joe started coming on the road with me, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. Start linking up with other artists, you know what I'm saying? Going on the road and, just popping up at people's shows, you know what I'm saying? And, grinding the CDs. And I just put the grind in overdrive, So,
Right, that's all you can do. But I was looking at it like, I guess, like how you mentioned No Limit earlier. Like I say, Cleveland, we was buying all of that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if you buy
yeah.
Masterpiece, you gonna get Prime Suspect, Kane and Navel, the Gambino family, Mia X. You gonna get all of them if you really,
Yeah.
that all
So
that
that.
what I'm trying to say would have went towards the Swisher House Empire at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, like I say, it was unfortunate at the time, but I just kept on grinding, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized the fans that I did have, shoot, they was loyal. It was, like cult following at the time. Like, shoot, whenever I dropped, it hit the stores, they go get it. You know what I'm saying? It was love. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay,
yeah,
now I got a question for you. Now you ended up connecting with DJ Clue, right? On Desert Storm.
that's true. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you
Yes,
talk
sir.
about that? What was that experience like? Did you actually go out to New York, or you was just kind of going
Yeah,
back and forth?
I was going to New York. I go out there and stay like a month or so at a time. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? To where I'm starting to get homesick, man. I want to go back to Texas, man. But it was like
right.
I was grinding though. It was, I was grinding, but it was fun. You know what I'm saying? I hooked up with DJ Clue through his cousin DJ Storm. Shouts
Hmm.
out to DJ Storm. You know, and I linked up with him from speaking at schools, and I ran into a teacher in the back of the teacher's lounge, and he was letting me know he had a family member that had to connect with Clue. Like he was like, man, I could hook you up with my cousin. I guess it was his cousin-in-law or it was an in-law. I think DJ Storm was his in-law, and he was saying
Wow.
he could hook me up with Storm because Storm does mixtapes, and he was saying through Storm, I could also link up with Clue. Like both of them was DJs. He's a DJ down here. Clue's a
Hmm.
DJ up north. So I was right on my alley. I was like, well, bet I want to, hook up with both of them. They both doing mixtapes. I need to get on their stuff. So he linked it up, and I ended up meeting Storm, and me and Storm hit it off good. So Storm, he ended up linking me up with Clue. From him, he was like, hey, man, I'm finna be, going back up top because Storm is originally from New York. So he was like, hey,
Oh, okay.
I'm finna be going up top pretty soon. You know, hey, you ought to come with me, man. You know, let's get some work done. So I went up there, ended up meeting him, Fabulous, Joe Budden, Ransom, Stack Bundles, you know, the whole Desert Storm. You know what I'm saying? So ended up meeting up with them and, you know, doing work with them. Like Stack Bundles was on my new print and my new print 1.7 project. He was on
Man,
both of them. R.I.P. Stack Bundles. Chinx
man, rest
Drugs
in
was
peace,
on.
man.
Yeah, Chinx Drugs. I ended up meeting him early, way early in his career, way before he became Coke Boys with French Montana. Me and
Mm,
him, I met him, you know, because he was part of Rockaway Riot Squad with
okay.
Black Bundle. So I met him. You know, he ended up getting on New Print 1.7, RIP to Chinx Drugs.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
man, like
Wow.
I had a good time up there. Then I would, you know, come back home a little bit, go back up there, get some more work done. You know, it was good, man. We were trying to get the deal. We was trying to get the deal with Jive because Clue had a connect with one of the Jive A&Rs, but it just didn't work out though. I think Clue wanted a little more bread than what they was talking. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely, I
at the
understand.
time, I would have took whatever as long as the budget was right. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
worried about the upfront money. I wanted proper budget, proper rollout. That way I could make whatever I was gonna make on the ass end of the shit. You feel me? So that's how I was looking at it, you know. But
Man,
yeah,
that's
it just
truly
didn't work out,
amazing,
man.
bro.
It didn't work out. So I came back home, you know, kept grinding, kept grinding, kept rhyming. You feel me? And shouts out to 33rd, you know, Charlie Boy, my boy Rhino, and you know, did so. I was started, you know, just doing a bunch of work with them, and you know, basically anybody who was trying to work at the time, you know. And then uh, we end up doing What It Do family with Rapid Rick. So
Okay.
What It Do family that was a pretty popular, you know, clique at the time. 2006, 2007, '08. Yeah, man, we was going into '09. Like we was holding it down, man. You know, shout out to Rapid Rick, you know, man. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Judge
yeah,
B,
man.
Babu.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
man. Yeah.
Gotta touch on that one more time, bro. You said you linked up with DJ Clue, man. That's like the biggest hip hop DJ on the planet, bro. That's
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean, that
You
was
know what I mean?
big.
It
I mean,
worked
that was
out for
big.
you because you even got a chance to even connect with somebody on that level, on that caliber. That was whole DJ for a minute. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's what's so thrilled about it because, of course, man, like I said, I grew up, you know, listening to H-Town and then eventually Louisiana, you know, Cash Money, No Limit, you know what I'm saying? All of them, you know, Texas, Louisiana, that's all I used to listen to. But then, shoot, I had one of my partners who had came down from New York, and he used to always play New York music. And we used to
Hmm.
always kind of clown him, man, like turn that East Coast ass shit off, man. We want to hear that. So,
Right.
but he would you know, he would always play it, and I ended up listening to it like, them boys really going hard though on the cool. It was just such a different style, and I was just so one track minded to H time music. But
Right.
yeah, man, from one of the first mixtapes, 'cause, you know, mixtapes was the thing. But my boy would always have Clue tapes. He always had DJ Clue tapes. So yeah, man, that was the first DJ and the first mixtape brand that I really, you know, started jamming and started listening to back then. So you can say I kind of went from Clue tapes to Clue tapes. You feel me? When I started listening to East Coast stuff, that was the first mixtape that I started listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That was like my Swisha Highs or SUC for the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? I felt like you know, Clue, I was the best of the best. If you wasn't on a Clue tape, you know, you must wasn't worth checking out. That's how I looked at it for the Clue tapes. Like he had the best of the best.
And
So
you
yeah,
coming from the South though, so you probably had to work 10 times
yeah,
as hard. You ain't from New York,
man,
so it ain't
that's how I was
easy.
looking at it. That's how I was
Mm-hmm.
looking at it. I'm looking at it like, you know, they think when people think of Texas, they think, you know, cattle,
Slow
horses,
down.
slow down, you feel me? So I wanted to show that, hey, you know, we can rock on a level too. Like like H-Town, we got a lot of lyricists down here, you know what I'm saying? So,
Some of the
like,
best.
yeah, you know, like, you know, that boy Camille, you know, he was like one of the first people that I, you know, heard, and I was really like, oh, you know, so yeah,
Hmm.
you know, just yeah, man, I felt like I had to represent, you know what I'm saying?
Ah, man, you represented well. Now, the track you did with Fabulous, was that on his album or was that on the mixtape?
That was he had on the album called I want to say it was called Loso's Way. Loso's
Man,
Way. Now I
man,
don't think
that's,
I don't think he pushed it as a mainstream album, but it was considered a street album. He was doing like street albums. You know what I'm saying? So
I
yeah,
tell you,
Loso's Way.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
smoking and sipping. Yeah, smoking and sipping, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check that out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know the
man.
track, but I was just making sure like that was on his album, and then that's
Yeah,
one of his more
definitely.
memorable albums. But then you said you got a track with Chinx and you got a track with Stack on some of your
Yeah,
mixtapes too.
on New Print 1.7
And this was
in
in the 2000s, right?
2004. I think I dropped both of them in 2004.
Man, it was some of the hottest
Yeah.
dudes in New York City, period.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? They always showed me big respect, man, and I've returned it. You know what I'm saying? We just hit it off because, you know, we coming from two different regions, you know what I'm saying? But I think they respected, you know, that I had a respect for lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I had a respect for their culture, and then at the same time, they showing respect for my culture, you know. If you hear them on the track, shoot, them boys kind of were turning their H-Time on a little bit, you feel me? So,
Hmm.
hey, it was going hard. It was going hard, you know what I'm saying? That was at the time where, you know, you had them East Coast dudes that was trying to show that, hey, they can come down here and rock too, you know.
Hmm.
After the boys started doing, you know, doing stuff with, you know, Southern producers and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, that was done some good times, man. I had a good experience, you know, with the whole Desert Storm thing, man. Like that was real cool. Going to New York, that whole culture, like it's real different from H Town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You went
Yeah.
out there with the whole state on your back, bruh, and you rocked with the best of the best, man. So I ain't gonna hold you up. I see it's getting a little dark out there. Are you still doing music? Are you
Hold on,
producing?
let me
You
see
got
if
a
I can
label?
feel it. You say if I
What'd you
got
say?
what?
No, no. Okay,
No,
I was asking you. Are you still doing music? Are you still dropping mixtapes, albums? Do you got a label? You got any artists? You got any upcoming books, documentaries, anything that you're working on?
yeah, man. Shoot, I'm steady dropping music, man. I'm steadily featuring on people's projects. You know, steady going to do shows. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay active, try to keep a level of relevance going. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to crank it on. You know, crank it back up. I had chilled for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just just to live life. You feel me? And enjoy life. But
Yeah, definitely.
music, yeah, music always been a part of me. So yeah, that's my thing. But yeah, I dropped a new single. It's called Lit. You check that out on, you know, Spotify, Apple, whatever, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Um I dropped in the meantime, you know, I don't know if the last project boys heard from me, but man, I'm gonna just give a little rundown. Hey man, y'all make sure y'all check out that Magno mixes. Magno Mixes Volume 2. Pretty soon I'm thinking about, you know, whipping up a Magno Mixes Volume 3. But yeah, check out that Collection Plate Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I came out recently with Green's Point of No Return, then Green's Point of View. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from Green's Point, so I had to do projects that are, you know, dedicated to the hood or whatnot. But
Right.
yeah, man, Grind Forever, and then I came out with Grind Forever Volume 2, the Vet Mem Strip. So, you know, I've been steady dropping. You know what I'm saying? I've been steady dropping projects. I just drop them, put them on, you know, put them on the platforms, put it on YouTube, whatever, and just let it do. You know, I just do it for the love. You know what I'm saying? So it's all to the good, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh
still love
yeah.
to do it. Yeah, I got to the point to where, 'cause at first it was all about just the bread. Now, you know, it's still about the bread because, you know, I'm blessed to still make money off of it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still about it's more so about that love now and just maintaining, you know what I'm saying, my little legacy, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah, man. You got a
yeah,
strong legacy, bro. You got so many classics from the South to the East Coast, man. That's truly amazing.
man,
I truly
yeah,
appreciate you for even taking out the time to, help me level up on my platform. You know, you doing me a major favor,
man,
most definitely.
it's all to the good, man. Hey, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? You know, tell everybody, hey man, everybody check me out, man. At Magno page, you know what I'm saying? On the Twitter and at Magno underscore you heard, you feel me? That's on that IG, man. Y'all check me out, you know what I'm saying? So hey, it's still going down, man. Check me out on that YouTube, man. You know, Magno or the Swisha Highs. You feel me? Just type in Magno or the Swisha Highs. You know what I'm saying? All my latest work will come up, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been steady going with it, man. Just having fun. You know what I'm saying? And me and Mike Jones, we talking about dropping draft picks too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
We've been doing a couple
mm,
little, little tracks and stuff. We've been performing together. Last
man,
probably about a couple of months ago, we had did something together. We had did like about 3 or 4 shows straight. You know what I'm saying? So
man, do
that's
that,
that's my
okay?
boy. That's my boy still, man. Shoot, over
Mm,
25 years now. So it's
we
all
look
to the
forward
good,
to
man.
that.
Yeah, it's all to the good, man. One of the latest tracks we dropped was called All Good. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
y'all get a chance, man. Y'all, hit that YouTube up, put in there Magno Mike Jones, All Good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's still going down, man. We having fun with it, man.
All right, King. I'm gonna let you get back to what you was doing, man. Be safe out there, and thanks again. I
That's a
truly
bet,
appreciate
man.
you. You a legend, bruh.
Already appreciate it.
All
Man,
right,
100,
peace,
man.
man.
Thank you. Yes,
Peace.
sir. All right.